What is good? This is Ari Mack. Yes, I am back to talk about The Traitors, your classic murder mystery game based off of werewolf or mafia. You know it, you love it, and yes, Peacock is back with a second season of the American version. And seeing how over 20 countries have had or currently have their own version, this show is going strong. And after watching the American version, the British version, and the Australian version that are available on Peacock, P.S. the Australian version is crazy, I am strapped in and ready to go for Season 2. And now that the first 3 episodes have dropped as of the recording of this video, a few tweaks have definitely been made to the game. One of them is now all of the contestants are celebrities, and the other, which is the topic of this video, is the usage of the shield. So far this season, it plays a little bit differently, but in my opinion, it is still not used optimally. So I'm going to break down how I feel the shield could truly be used in this series. So a real quick breakdown of the rules. This game follows the traditional mafia or werewolf version of the game. You have 20 or more players who represent the village or the town or the people, and within this group is a small faction called the Traitors. Their job is to eliminate all the faithful in the game while the faithful are trying to rid all the traitors. If at the end of the game, the remaining players are all faithful, they will split the prize money, but if there is at least one traitor left in the game, they will steal all of the money. This holds true for at least the versions that I've seen, the American, the British, and the Australian version. However, where the show seems to be the weakest is the challenges. Unlike shows like The Mole or Snake in the Grass, where the success or failure will net you information of who the hidden faction is, in this game, both the Traitors and the Faithfuls are working just as hard to put in the amount of money that each task is worth per episode. Because of this, players truly have no real concrete information to go on when it comes to choosing who the traitors are. In all 3 versions that I've seen, it has come nothing short of speculation, personality changes, quirks, who's being quiet, who's being the loudest, really no concrete evidence. Players are forced to fling so many things at the wall just to see what sticks, and as you guessed it, most of the time, they're just plain wrong. However, all of these versions did introduce the shield. Now for Season 1 of both the American and British version of the show, certain tasks will net the winning team a shield, and those players will get a chance, and yes, I mean a chance, at winning it. See, the shield is placed in one of many different chests, and players must head into the armory and literally pick a chest at random, and whoever ends up getting the shield will get it for that night, and they'll be safe from being murdered, but not from being banished. Now, in Season 1 of the Australian version, it works a little bit differently. The shield is out there in the open for people to take, and it protects you from banishment and murder. There, the strategy is a little bit different since the shield is out in the open for everybody to see. And now here in the second season of the American version, they've taken a little bit of inspiration by putting the shields out in the open. So far, the shields are out there. There have been at least 3 per task where players can literally abandon the mission and go and get the shield. However, throughout all of these versions, I still don't think it is used properly. So what can we do? How can we fix how the shield is used and how it works? Well, here is my idea. In the early episodes of all the seasons I've seen so far, the cast has been split up into different teams. Now, because everybody is playing for the same goal, there needs to be extra incentive in order to get the shield. If you're going to split the cast up into teams, you should simply say that if the task is completed at all, the designated money for that task will go into the pot. However, whichever team can complete their section of the task the fastest, the entire team will get the shield. Now, this can do multiple different things. 1. The Traitors can slow down their specific team if there's somebody on that team that they want out of the game. It won't sacrifice the money, but as long as they come in 3rd or 2nd place, whoever they are targeting will be vulnerable. Let's say by chance that all the Traitors end up on the same team. Obviously, they would work a hell of a lot harder to get that shield. If it is in their hands, then it's obviously not in the hands of their targets. Another idea is to penalize the group somehow for taking those shields. So far in the first few episodes of The Traitors Season 2 of America, there have been 3 shields available for people to grab during the task. What if time was removed from the clock for each shield that was taken? What if money was diminished from the pot for each shield that was taken? This could cause desperation within the group. Who's really going for those shields at the cost of the money, at the cost of the time? This could especially work in the Australian version, since the shield also protects you from banishment as well. If traitors have the option to get that shield to avoid being banished, obviously they want to stay in the game a little longer. They could end up sabotaging the tasks for their own gain. There's so much you can do here. But what about that information I said earlier? How do we handle the speculation that's being thrown around with nothing concrete being given to the contestants? Well, here is where I introduce other special characters. In future seasons of this show, I would definitely like to see other characters that have powers in this game. If you are familiar with Mafia or Werewolf, you know that there are people that can learn things from other contestants, such as the Seer in Werewolf or the Sheriff in Mafia. It may be time to introduce somebody who can learn some cold, hard facts. Let's say at the top of the show, where the host is selecting who the traitors are, that another player is also selected to be some type of seer where they can learn information if they do succeed at the tasks. It could be clues, it could be hints, they can pick another player and see if they are truly faithful or a traitor. It is now up to that character to be convincing enough for people to vote their way without being voted out, or for the traitors to realize who they are and murder them. This would put way more emphasis on keeping faithfuls or protecting their seer character, and truths and facts would be of the utmost importance. And this is an easy thing to do, because say that character is murdered or banished from the game, they can bequeath their role to another player that they think is worthy, so that character can continue to roll over and the mountain of evidence can truly build. But what about the traitors? What could they do to give themselves away just a little more? We were talking about the tasks and how everybody is working for the same goal, but the traitors must do something different. They must. It could be something as simple as during each task, something continuously needs to happen. Let's say that there is a task on the grounds. What if the traitors were secretly given a mission to always ring a bell every 2 minutes? Should they fail to do so, they may lose their ability to kill off another player at night. Now, because the task is happening on the grounds and people are scattered everywhere, every which way, it may be an eye-opener to other cast members. Who's not here? This thing keeps happening. Who can we truly pin some evidence on? There could be much more intrigue in the castle. What if the traitors must continuously do something in the library or in the breakfast hall? They now have to be truly sneaky and cover their tracks and come up with reasons of why they are specifically doing something over and over again. If the faithful are aware that the traitors must continuously do tasks but not know exactly what it is, it may cause for more conversation of concrete things that they have done at the round table. Those kinds of objectives, paired with the usage of the shield that I outlined earlier, could truly elevate this show and make it a real masterpiece. Guys, that is all I have for you today. I am truly in love with this show. I want to see it thrive. I want to see it go on. And these kind of tweaks could take it to that next level. I mean, I really think it could get there. If you haven't checked out the other seasons or other versions of the show, please do. They are just as amazing. And I am telling you, Australia has some of the craziest twists I've ever seen. Please check that out. It's available on Peacock. Hashtag non-spawn, all that craziness. But I'm serious. If you love this show, check out that version. And The Traitors is going on right now. Alan Cumming is still doing an amazing job. Check that out. It's going strong. And I'll probably review the whole series once it's over. This has been Ari Mack for the Ari Hour. I'll talk to y'all soon.